Yeah. Actually, Oops. What's up? Yeah. Yeah, I messed up for a second. Oh, hey, Jason. Maddie told me you're on. I didn't look up. Stuck in coloring mode. Gonna get this one colored up tonight, and then I'll probably do. I don't know who I'll go for next. Maybe Aquaman or Flash. Keep this going. I think that'd be fun to do like a whole series of these. I noticed one thing. I really got to clean up my lines here. They're pretty rough looking on the when you zoom in. So that's one thing I'm going to do here. Just this, I notice it's a little nasty looking. It happens, especially when I erase. But all you gotta do is just go back over it again and it smooths out the lines. Probably gonna draw these out on some paper too. I think that'd be fun. Whoops. Okay, I think that's good. Kind of trying to use the same color scheme I use for Superman. I want them to all match up pretty well with the yellows and the reds. And I'm doing her bracelets blue right now, and you're probably like, why is he doing that? You'll see why. Because in the old 80s one that I'm modeling this after, he did the not George. I don't know why I'm saying George Perez. Isn't that a comedian? Jose Luis Garcia Lopez. Long name. He would draw her with black bracelets with blue reflection coming off of it. So I'm going to do the black here in a minute on it, but I'm just kind of laying down the base colors. I'm also going to do a separate layer for the black hair. But what I'm going to do, actually, let me select the whole thing. What I'm going to do though is on this separate layer, I'm going to fade it a little bit so I can see the lines. It looks like she has gray hair right now, but it's actually full black. And go in the corners here. And then I see, of course, some lines that need to be fixed up here. So let me fix those up just a tad, just a few that I need to go over. And then erase in here, of course. About in there. Okay. There we go. It's cleaned up pretty well. For now, just so it doesn't throw things off, I'll put it back on black. But I'm going to lock that layer. And then when I start coloring the hair with the highlights, I'll go ahead and fade it again. Okay, so the only other thing I need to do is I need to draw some stars on her tights down here. And I'm going to do that on a separate ink layer, just so I don't run into these other ink lines that I did previously. What I'm going to do is I'll do one star shape and then I'll kind of just multiply them out. So I'm going to do 3 going across the middle right here, and then a row going underneath that. So you'll see what I'm talking about. Kind of how I did with the Minion thing I'm working on right now, which is pretty funny. I love Minion commissions. I get them every now and then, and they're fun. Okay, so I'm going to need to bring down the line, to a thinner line here. And I need to make it kind of like a wide star. I mean, I could probably use the line tool, but I'm going to do it by hand. this time around. That's a good star. I think that's good. All right, so now what I'm going to do is just replicate it. Hang on, it's doing auto save. I need to save manually too. Let me save it as another name. Wonder 2. Okay. You know, I might have to make these a little smaller. Those stars are huge. They weren't that big on her tights. So let me shrink it down some to a smaller size here. Maybe about like that big. Yeah, I think that's a little better. And actually, I'm going to rotate that out just a tad. Whoops. Okay, so I got that row. And then what I'm going to do is have a row going underneath, follow this path. Let me merge all these into one. Rotate it just a tad. See, and sometimes it doesn't make a multiple of it. I don't know why that's the case. It's so strange. This thing's so finicky. And actually it needs to come up here, I think, would be better. Yeah, there we go. About right there. Actually, let me squish this in just a tad more. About right there, I think will work. Sometimes I want it to follow exactly like the original model sheet, and I need to realize I just got to do it my own kind of way. Oops. There we go. Okay, and then all I got to do is just go back here and erase that portion. Okay, almost done with these stars, guys. I think it's just you, Jason, and me tonight. It's you, Jason, or why am I saying you? It's me, Jason, and Maddie tonight. I can't speak. I don't know if these new times are throwing people off. It's all good though. They can watch the replays. It's a good spot. Oh, there's Amber. Hey, Amber. What's up? I'm coloring this. Just like I said I would last live. I'm just laying out the stars for the pattern on her tights. See, that should be good, I think. All right, cool. And then what I'll do is I'll color the white here. Boom. Still think that blue's a little too bright. It's just like Superman. I need to make his a little darker how I did the first time. That's a little better. Hey, hello, Sergeant Pepper 12. Or that's Nokadota Paul. I always forget you have like 5 different usernames. All right, so okay, next thing I'll need to do is color the rope here. I just saw something I need to fix too. The line for her boots going through that rope, so I'll have to fix that too. Or through her lasso. All right, problem solved. And then I'm going to come in here and add her lips because she needs them. Yeah, that's what I colored it just now. I'm doing the really retro look, but in a kind of a simplified animated series style. Okay. And of course I'm going to give her blue eyes. Let me give her the eye color first. And then I'm going to go in here and add the white as well. Feel free to share the link, guys. Do not mind if we have people coming in to check it out. Trying to match the other side here. I'll get it down. There we go. That's a little better. Might make them a little bit bigger. There we go. Probably do that Thursday. At least that's the plan, unless something changes. I'll probably start in on the sketch on that one and then go from there. See how it goes. I'm going to do it super cartoony, though. I think that'd be funny. Or not super cartoony, but kind of cartoony. There we go. I think she's starting to look pretty good. Okay, now time for the shaded layer here. Earlier I mentioned I was going to make the hair a little lighter just so I can see where the original ink lines were, and then I'll darken it back up. Just so I know where to highlight her hair properly. And with her, it's better for, like, if you want to follow the retro look, it's better not to shade women characters too heavily like you do the men. Makes them look a little more graceful when you don't when you don't shade them up as much as the guys. And the cool thing about this is it's just solid black. Like with Superman, you'll see all I did was black with him. And it came out really cool because it gave it that really old school look. I'm going to do the same with her, but like I said, I'm not going to do a lot of the etching like you see with him because I have so many muscles. And with her, especially the old school Wonder Woman, she had more of like that graceful look. Oh, thanks, dude. Yeah, I did that for a buddy of mine that knows Terry Funk personally. Terry knows his family, and so I thought that'd be a cool gift. He's given me a lot of cool things over the years that I've known him. Really nice guy. I've known him now for 7 years. Hard to believe. Okay, so I guess I'll start in on the skin. Like I said, I'm going to leave the face alone. No, I'm going to leave the face alone completely. Maybe have a little bit of the hair come down there. But yeah, the face is going to be left alone. I might come in on this jawline some and make it a little darker. Ooh, that's too much though. I might leave it alone. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to leave it alone. It's already thick enough. Come in there and just add a little bit in there. Just to give this a little more contour, I'm going to add some curvature there. Maybe not. Maybe just a little bit right there. There we go. Now it's looking like she has hair on her armpits, so I need to change that up. There we go. I think that's a little better. Still don't like that. There we go. Okay, cool. Okay, so I guess I'll move on to this arm over here. And just notice there's a patch of color missing. Okay. Hairy armpits is a sign of a modern woman, I think. Yeah, I'm going more for the retro style here, though. Yeah, not saying there's anything wrong with hairy armpits or anything. Just going kind of more for the old school style on this, for sure. I'm barely putting any lines down. I don't want to emphasize her muscles too much. And like the way he did it, I'll just say Mr. Lopez because his name's so long. He has like 5 names. He hardly put any. He didn't put any muscle definition on her at all, or shading hardly. But I don't know. I want to put just a tad on her. Okay, so I think that's good. Let me go into the ears some. Maybe not. I'll leave it alone. And then let's see. Yeah, so that's good. Give her a little bit of some definition on the abs here. And I'll come in here at the bottom, kind of add a little bit more of a shadow here. A lot of times I like to use my lasso for that. There we go. That's pretty good. Do the same thing down here. Okay, so yeah, for the trunks and the belt, I'm gonna leave that alone. I'll probably put some white highlights in there just to rebel a little bit against his style. I mean, this is, after all, my version of it. A little bit of shadow underneath the fingers. Help if I put my, there we go. I don't like that. I'm gonna leave it alone. Yeah, leave that alone. And then, oh yeah, I need to go in here, clean up this line. It's very sloppy. There we go. Cool. Okay, now for a little bit of the leg definition here. And I think anatomically I need to correct that part because your calf doesn't overlap. It's more of the back. Yeah, there we go. There we go. That's a little better. Yeah. And then on the boots, I'll add just a tad here too. Just looking at Superman for a reference. Okay, so next will be here on these boots. Just going to thicken these lines up some. I'm not going to go too crazy. All right, so next, let's see. There we go. Good balance right there, not too thick. I don't like what it did at the bottom there though. There we go. All right, and then I need to go on this boot And then for the rope, I'm probably gonna add like a little bit of that old school like glow, and I mean that really cheesy glow, like where it just looks like it's flashing. You'll see what I'm talking about. It's pretty cheesy. It's what they did in the 80s though, in the 70s, and it's basically what I'm modeling this whole thing off of. Just realized something. Kind of goofed on this boot. Her white didn't go all the way across. She had like a red sole at the bottom. Okay, like I said, very minimal shading with her. Okay, so then the other thing I'm going to do are these bracelets now. And I'm going to mostly make them black with like just a little bit of the blue shining on it. Okay, so there's one. Kind of like that old school Jack Kirby. That old school Jack Kirby shading. When he would do metal stuff, he'd do like those bars across it. It's really cool. Okay, now for the hair. And her, along with Superman back in the 80s, for their hair, the shine of their hair, it was blue for some reason. I have no idea why, but it was. So I'm going to do a little bit of that here. Kind of want to see what I did with Superman. Yeah, I just did little lines here and there. I think I'll be able to keep this dark, so we'll just go with it. Let me lock that though. Okay, cool. So just nice little blue highlights here and there. It's okay, so that's where I gotta that's where I gotta clear. See, there we go. I gotta do that because I don't see where I'm putting down in comparison to my lines that I already had going on. Okay, I don't like that line, so I'm going to shunt. Oops. See, and I'm already messing up here. Not bad. I'll take it. I'll take it. Okay. And let's see. Now I'm going to add just a few white spots for some shine, I think. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I think that helps some just to make it, just to prove, emphasize the point that it's, metal. And I'm going to do some on her lip here too. I like her face a lot. Eyes are a little too big, but I still like her. Okay, now for the next to final step, I'm gonna probably make those, if it doesn't look too dumb, I'm going to make the rope kind of glow around her. So what they did was they would put like a lot of these ridges around it, which I'm going to do now. But yeah, she's pretty much done. I just got to add these little, man, hang on. My stabilization is so strong, I have to draw a little slower with it. I don't like that. I think it's too big. Well, now I'm getting too big there. I need to remember to keep these kind of small. And actually, I need to save. See that pop effect going on Wonder Woman. It's going to be around her lasso, basically. But yeah, some of it might interfere with her as well. Just saw some red I need to get rid of. Okay, back at it. This is the tedious part of art. People don't realize what all goes into it a lot of times. Doing small little glowing strokes takes forever. But if you look at the old 80s art, that's what they had on her lasso. It was a cheesy little way to make it look like it's glowing. And I kind of want to follow that just to give it that retro feel. For me, Amber, drawing on a tablet, there's pros and cons. The advantages on drawing on a tablet is that you can make mistakes and quickly fix it, and it's not that big of a deal. With paper, the only time you can really make major mistakes is if you're in the beginning stages of something you're working on. Otherwise, you can get in big trouble. Another advantage of drawing on tablets for me personally is that my work looks really super clean on a tablet compared to paper. I haven't been able to make my paper art look as clean as it does on tablet. And what I mean by clean, like the lines just look really smooth and sharp. Um, I don't know though. I had this really accomplished artist the other day, which I was just shocked. This guy, if you go to a grocery store, you see all his artwork everywhere. He's the guy that draws the Flintstones on the Fruity Pebbles box. And I was on the phone with him last week, and he was telling me how much he loves my line work, and I just was blown away by that because I feel like on tablet that my lines are better, and I think I color better on tablet than paper. I like coloring by hand, but I feel like I get a better range of colors and they pop more when I color with tablet. But I like the way it feels to draw on paper. You feel that little friction from the pencil. Um, it feels a lot more organic. With the tablet, it's super smooth, so you don't have that give. You kind of got to get used to it. But personally, that's the pros and cons, I guess. If you want super clean, like professional looking stuff, I mean, for me, like I prefer to use tablet just because I haven't gotten super clean on paper yet after all these years. And most of the time, most of my clients want their stuff sent in files. So I'm doing stuff for Texas Tamale Company a lot, and they want everything digital. Most clients want things digital. So if you're trying to work professionally nowadays, it's digital is the way to do it. That's the way a lot of people want their art sent to them. I prefer traditional art better on paper. I just like the way it looks, the way it feels. I just like everything about it better. But as far as clean artwork, tablet for me, that's just the only way I can really produce this kind of professional art. I mean, I do sell most of my stuff on paper if we're talking about commissions because most people want it hand drawn on paper. There's some things I just do better digitally. Like I don't like my wrestling art on paper. It just doesn't look the same. And I personally kind of got burned out on it. So I've been doing other stuff lately. I was doing that way too much last year. But yeah, hopefully that was a good question. Hopefully that answers your question on paper versus tablet. It's easier, I guess, to draw on paper probably just because of the way it feels, in my opinion. Yeah, it's basically the same kind of yeah, Amber, that's a good comparison. It's kind of nostalgic. It's a lost art. Like the guy Seymour that called me a really awesome artist. I was just blown away by it because I'd read a major news article about him last year, and he just called. He wanted to talk to me out of the blue. That was really cool. But he was real happy to see me drawing on paper. He thought that was really cool. He does all his stuff digital now. I mean, he does paint by hand and he does other stuff. And he's probably going to see this and be like, wow, you're really kissing my butt, Ryan. But yeah, he draws mostly digital. It's just the way it's gone. But I prefer by hand personally. I love inking by hand better, I'll tell you that much. I love the way the brush pen feels when I'm inking. I don't know, you hear me talk about it on Instagram Live and stuff when I'm inking. I talk about that brush pen a lot. I love that brush pen. It's just such a, I don't know, the way you can control, like on this, you can control thick to thin. See, like I'm pressing harder, that line's thick. You just lightly press, the line's really thin. So there's good range of motion on a tablet too, but I don't know. I love the way paper looks, because you can see some of those imperfections, especially for me, the way I draw. You can see some of those imperfections, but it gives it character, in my opinion. So, yeah, that was a really good question. I like art questions a lot. Getting there, guys. I didn't realize this was going to be this many ridges here, but I'm trying to follow that old model sheet where her lasso glowed like this. Really cheesy. See, and now that's the other thing. I don't like the way comics look nowadays. I like what they did back in all the way up through the early 90s. Everything was done by hand and it was printed out on newsprint. Now the pages are all super glossy. They're real shiny. Everything's all colored digitally. And it's just super metallic looking a lot of times. I love the flat colors with just black for shading. That's just such a classic look. Okay, so next, I think what I'll do is add in I'm going to take away this color. And the glow's the same color as her lasso, which is even funnier. Oh, you know what? I missed some spots. Hang on, I got to do in here too, guys, before I get carried away. Hang on one second, guys. I'm going to check on something really quick. It's awfully quiet in my house, which is very rare. I thought Maddie went to sleep, but she's awake. No, it's okay. I was just making sure you were okay. So quiet. I usually hear Animal Crossing or something. No, it's okay. It's good to read. Yeah, I like nonsense. Okay, so everything's okay, guys. I was just checking. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So I was getting distracted here. Let's see. Sherlock is passed out. Poor little guy. He has a tough time. I don't know if anybody else has dogs, but um, excuse me. Man, excuse me. He has this weird phobia of flies and mosquitoes. If he hears them, he freaks out and he hates it, and it makes him go crazy. And he gets really nervous and he has to hide and all this. But he's not scared of thunder and lightning. Storms come, he doesn't care anything about it. So I used to always say I lucked out in the dog department because our dogs don't get scared of bad weather, but a fly gets in the house and he loses his mind. So I guess it's just whatever you get with the dogs. That pen looked good. Are you talking about the brush pen I use? Oh, thank you, Amber. Oh, okay, just about done, guys. Almost there. Home stretch. I should have inked these in. I didn't even think about it till I started coloring. I was like, oh yeah, I need to add that glow that she had. on the rope. Okay, and then the other thing I need to do is erase in here. Oops. This is going to be tough. Let's see if I can pull it off. Yeah, just need a smaller eraser tip here. Because the glow's kind of independent of the lines. It's not transparent. Okay, some of this thigh right here. For some reason, this line's not erasing. I wonder what layer I did this on. Let's see, maybe I did it under the... Huh, how weird. Oh, I did it on the shade line, which is... Oh, okay, I know what I did. There we go. Don't know what layer that's on. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I didn't think this through. Oops. Nothing? What's wrong? Oh, no, I'm good. Thank you. He's doing, I guess, okay. Is there an update coming? I'm not sure. I'll have to ask her. She just walked in here and now she walked out when she... Yeah. I was just asking about Animal Crossing updates. I've never played that game once in my life. Oh yeah, well, for like a split second I played it. And then I was like, I don't get it. Do not understand that game at all. I don't hate it or anything, I just don't get it. Yeah. I'm more like a Grand Theft Auto type guy. Oh, what did I do here? Sorry, guys. I would have been done with this already, I think, if it wasn't for this layer fiasco I've dug myself into here. Hey, you guys get to watch me grow though. You get to watch me. That's the thing. You never stop learning with this kind of stuff. Compared to where I started 4 years ago doing Clip Studio, I've learned a lot, in my opinion. And tutorials are the way to go, guys. If you want to learn how to pick up a new software, and I'm saying that right now while I'm trying to figure out Adobe Animate, and it is killing me. Luckily, the nonprofit I work with, they sent me some new tutorials, so I'm going to give those a spin. I got to get a library card, though, they said. But they claim to be really good tutorials. Okay, I think, let me just double check. I think that's it. Oh, nope, 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 right here. Oh, and over here, and then I think that's it. Sweet, got it done. Okay, so now I'm going to take that color off. Oh, before I do that though, I need to grab the color of the lasso. Okay, now I will take that color off. Let's try this again. Okay, and then I'm going to lasso the lasso with my lasso tool. Oh, and then I lied to you guys. Look, I left out a spot. Hang on. I don't want to color that because there's going to be a big gap. Hang on. This is the last spot though. Okay, now I think we're good. Boom. I probably should have made those lines a little thicker, but I'm going to just go with it and leave it the way it is. You know, I think that the gold is too, I don't like it being the same color like the old art. I'm going to kind of make it my own thing. Yeah, it's a little better. I'm going to go lighter just a tad and see what happens. Yeah, I think that's a little better. There we go. And then what I'm going to do is add the Wonder Woman symbol behind her, the two W's, just like I did with Superman here. Added the Superman symbol. But yeah, you get what I'm saying. But I'm going to add the Superman or the Wonder Woman symbol behind her. And then I will post it. And then I think next guy will be probably, it'll be one of the Justice League guys. But I wanted to get the 3 main ones out of the way. And then I'll go down the list. I'll probably just, I'll stick with the 80s lineup, the classic one I grew up with. But thanks for hanging out and watching me color. I would have been done a lot faster if it wasn't for my little layer ordeal. But I think she came out pretty nice. Hopefully you guys like it too. But thanks for tuning in. I'm going to hit save. Those are the details you just get sucked into when I look at the art, the tiny. Yeah, I can get stuck on things like that a lot, Amber, when I'm working on art. Look, here's one I was doing earlier. I just colored the skin and then the eyes. I still got to do the pupils and the pupils and the mouth and the hair and all that. But I like the way it's coming out. I think it's funny. It's that old school Superman costume. And then down here in the bottom, Wonder Woman's freaking out. Pretty funny. And I'm coloring this with like an airbrush tool, kind of give it more of that cool shading. I might have made the hands a little too dark. I don't know. I might go back in and fix that. Looks like the hands are a little too dark, but I kind of like it like that. It gives it a good shadow. But this one's fun. I always love the Minion stuff. I have like tons of Minion art I do. And this one's coming out pretty fun. I guess you guys can tell I love DC a lot. And another thing, I didn't make the yellow on Wonder Woman follow the old school yellow because these guys are already yellow. So I didn't want to, I just kind of made it like an orangish yellow just to make it pop out more. But I got to shade her legs right here, and then of course the boots and all that. But this one's fun. And when I color like this, I always have like a palette of colors that I dip into, just like if I was painting. And what's funny about me is I don't paint in real life, but I can paint on a computer. That doesn't make any sense. But anyway, that was just something funny I wanted to show you guys. Thought that'd be cool to show you. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. I had fun coloring Wonder Woman. I guess next Tuesday it'll be another member of the Justice League, and then we'll go with that. Thanks, dude. Glad you like the Wonder Woman. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for tuning in. Hope the new times work for you all right. It's working out for me a little better like this. But thanks for tuning in, and I'll talk to you guys